Why did you decide to leave Goldman Sachs 3 years ago to start Darby Smart?
I got obsessed with the idea for Darby. I loved my job at Goldman, and I had a phenomenal person that I worked for. I just couldn't give up this idea. I was watching DIY become digital faster and faster. I've always crafted since I was a little girl, but the rise of Pinterest. And I was getting more and more frustrated, actually, where I'd go to Pinterest. Felt like you go to Pinterest, like being in the grocery store without a recipe when you're not a good cook. Like, that's what I felt like, right? And I thought, I go to Pinterest, I see these projects, and I like, how do I do that? What do I need? And I just couldn't, like, answer those two questions. And so we decided to build a site that would answer those questions for everybody. So essentially, like, for anything you wanted to make, you could push a button and just get the stuff.
So how did you gain traction? Because when people think DIY, they think it's such a crowded space.
It is a crowded space. You know, slowly. The truth is, I think, like, we did it organically. We did it by talking to influencers in the space. So initially we went after the top pinners who we thought matched our aesthetic. So they were on trend. They talked to the millennial female. They had big audiences on Pinterest, and we would just start, like, pitching them what we were doing on Darby. And those people, and we didn't know it, it's hindsight now, but set the tone for Darby and also brought along, like, huge followings. And smaller influencers wanted to be like the big influencers, and so they started to come on Darby, and it just grew like that. So
was that your intent from the very beginning, to build a community right from the get-go?
Right from the get-go. You know, I think a lot of times, especially as an adult, you're making stuff in isolation. Like, you buy the supplies, you go home, you make stuff, it's Wednesday night, and maybe you have a glass of wine. And what if we could connect all the other people working on similar projects? And you could do that digitally, and you can't do that physically, per se. So that was the vision.